Hey everybody, Felix Stoffelbaker here. I want to make a video because something I've noticed over the past 6 months is that prior to the pandemic and then during the pandemic, certain books that were no longer in print, older books, I guess you could call them rare books, have been very difficult to come by. They haven't been readily available. Places like Amazon, who initially started off as a book company trying to find a book anywhere in the world, doesn't even sell a lot, or hadn't sold a lot of these types of books. You'd have to go to Abe Books or Read Books and then try to find them through some other avenues. I know there was one book called the Plutonium Files, which was by, I think, Eileen Weisom or something like that. And she wrote a book documenting the U.S. government's basically putting plutonium into pregnant women and a bunch of kids and stuff like that to understand how it affects them. I mean, we know the governments do experiments on everybody, but there was a book about it and it was hard to find. There's a couple other books, Game of Nations by Miles Copeland, just a few other books going around that were difficult to come by, but like original books by the Rockefellers, or The Last Will and Testament of Cecil Rhodes. All these books that basically build on the foundation of where we are today were difficult to find, but I've noticed within the past 6 months something's changed where I think people are finally starting to hurt in ways that maybe they haven't hurt before, economically. And I'm seeing books that would normally go for a lot of money. Looks like Ecoscience by John P. Holdren, who was the science czar under Obama, and they openly discuss eugenics and all these sorts of things. They were talking in 2008 through 16 when Obama was president. They were talking about getting vaccines for everybody in the country. Everybody's got to take multiple doses. Everything that happened during the pandemic had been discussed in all these books. And they were hard to come by, but now for some reason it seems like people are letting these things go. So if you have an opportunity or care to invest in something that won't ever go out of style, first edition books and different things, now is the time to get your hands on something like that, to be able to, while shipping and stuff is still relatively low, but the prices of shipping has gone out of control as well. Everything you used to get free shipping on now is starting to cost money, and in some cases quite a bit of money. But if it's worth it to look into and try to attempt to acquire some of these books of these people who have documented the entire journey of our civilization and where it's headed and where it's going to. And there's a book called Tragedy and Hope, Bill Clinton's mentor. It's by William Quigley, and he was like a Georgetown University guy, something like that. Just really crazy books that are way under the radar. People don't even pay attention to. I try to go to local book fairs and different things, and like the last one I got for $2, I got a 1908 Hamlet by Shakespeare. I mean, just really cool stuff. Bunch of like Davy Crockett from the 60s, all different types of books, Christmas books. So it's just important that while the digital era is coming into full fruition and things will be able to be changed in a way that could be deceptive. Even though if you're a blockchain anthropologist, you'll be able to note that something was edited. You might not be able to tell specifically what was edited. You just be able to tell that a transaction occurred where an edit happened. It's important that these books can't be basically wiped away. And we know from historical context that all this was planned, that all this is being implemented, and that there are ways to subvert it and to benefit from it. And that's all this is about. So it would behoove you to look into acquiring some older literature that has a good explanation of why society's in the predicament that it's in today. And yeah, so if you are interested in anything like that, you can just comment on the video and let me know what kind of stuff you like, and I can steer you in the right direction if that's what you want. So I just want to put that out there because I think that's also important. People don't spend enough time looking at paper, sitting in a field, reading. They spend too much time obviously playing video games and on their cell phones and listening to CNN. So I just want to put that out there. Stoffel Baker out.